Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading. This is a bonus reading. We are going to look at what you don't see coming. You have this Smoke and Mirrors card and this Awakening Genius card. I mean, you are an Aquarius. You are probably a genius, right? Unless, like me, you were dropped on your head when you were 10 years old, then, things might be a little bit different. I'm an Aquarius rising, but, again, that fall on the head ruined things for me. So, I would take advantage of this energy if I were you here, Aquarius. You could be having some really good ideas with that Awakening Genius card. And I do think that it is an amazing time for genius ideas for Aquarius, especially with Pluto in Aquarius, right? And so I would be taking advantage of that energy. I think it could be very helpful for you. It could lead to improvements in your finances, could lead to a change in your fortunes with the Wheel of Fortune. So this looks pretty good. There's definitely some sort of change here. Here's the thing that I'm getting off of this Death card, and I have to spit this out before I lose it. I feel you need to be very careful of your energy here. We have the Three of Swords as crossing energy. I just get this message here of you being in a situation that could affect your health. So I feel you need to be careful of who you are giving your energy to. I don't know, that's what immediately popped into my head with this Death card. And the Death card would just be encouraging a change, right? Or kind of like releasing something. One thing that always stands out to me about the Death card is that the King is dead on the Death card. And the King being dead on the Death card, what it represents is that even kings die,
Nothing lasts forever.
But I kind of feel that you are seeing someone's crown slip. You're seeing someone's crown fall off, or, maybe someone that you're dealing with in life isn't like who you thought they were really in a lot of ways. I feel that for you, you have that Smoke and Mirrors card. I keep looking at it and I keep thinking that it just says mirror on it, so not smoke and mirrors. I feel that you need to look in the mirror. Because it's I feel whatever the situation is, let's say this is a work situation, and let's say your boss's crown is falling off, maybe you thought they were a business genius or something like that, but maybe the business is failing. And it's you're seeing things as they are. I feel what the universe is trying to say here, right at the beginning of the reading, is that there's something that you need to look at a situation that you're in. It's you need to examine it, because it's trying to tell you something about yourself. And I feel this has to do with strength. I feel what this is saying is that, you have the strength to do this. Let's say you've always wanted to have a business. It's maybe you see your boss really isn't that great, and, that should give you confidence that you could do it. It's there's some sort of reflection thing going on here. You have the Three of Swords as your crossing energy. I feel the crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you. But I feel that this is saying you need to pay attention to your health as well, your health, your mental health, all those things. The Three of Swords is normally a card of forgiveness, but that's not really what I'm getting here. I'm getting more that you shouldn't be sacrificing yourself. I've known a lot of people in my life where they do that thing where they're oh, I hate my job, but I'm going to stay here because my boss needs me, or something like that. So it's I would be careful of staying in situations that aren't right. Because I do believe that can affect our health. You have the King of Cups in the area of what's on your mind. Some of you could be thinking about a person here for sure. So, I don't want to reveal any secrets here, Aquarius, but you might have your eye on someone. Could be a King of Cups type person. You have water and fire stand out to me in this reading. So, it could be a water sign or a fire sign if you are interested in a person. For all of you as well, the King of Cups is about your emotions. We are in an emotional time. We have a lot of energy going through Pisces during this period. And, I feel that we really need to pay attention to what our emotions are telling us. The King of Cups is very deeply connected to his emotions. He is sitting in the deep ocean. And the story of the card is that he has explored his emotions to a deep level. And so I feel you need to trust your feelings is really what this is saying there. There may be a connection between your head and your feelings. They're trying to guide you. And so I would be paying attention to that. That's it. You have the Ace of Swords in your foundation. I really like the Ace of Swords in the foundation position. The foundation position is your whole foundation for the reading. And the Ace of Swords is a very focused energy. It is laser-like focus. So I feel that you are very focused, which is great. On top of that, there is a crown right here, and I'm pretty sure I said this to you recently now that I think about it, Aquarius, that you could be claiming some sort of crown or there is a crown for you to claim. Like maybe you are realizing that you're the one that needs to take the lead in work or business, or, maybe you're realizing that you're the one that needs to stand out and you know that crown is there for you to take, so I feel it would be a great time to go and, claim that crown, which I'm pretty sure I said to you recently, if I'm not mistaken. So, definitely a repeat message. Next, in the past, this is the energy that you're moving past. You have this time is up card. It says no second chances, no revisiting, there's something better waiting. So the whole reading kind of does say that. You have this travel card. It says you're attracting positive movement and travel that will bring your desires to fruition. So even though this is coming up in the past, again, this could be something that you've been preparing for, and that's why it's showing up in the past. We have the Page of Wands and Knight of Wands, which are, both great cards for travel or adventure, so you definitely could be doing that. Also in the past, you have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is very intuitive, and the High Priestess is also about secrets. In the near future, you have the Moon card. The Moon is also about secrets. I feel this isn't necessarily accurate tarot, but, with the High Priestess, I really feel that we shouldn't let secrets be secrets. As in, she needs to explore something. If she doesn't know how to do something, she needs to go and learn how to do it, right? Or if there's something she could do to make herself more successful, then she needs to educate herself on those secrets so that she can be successful. The High Priestess is also the card of potential. She has no roof over her head here, and the card itself is like the card of unlimited potential. There's really nothing that she can't accomplish if she sets her mind to it. So I feel that your mindset could be very important at this time as well. Very interesting, because I just said the same thing to Capricorn more or less. So if you're an Aquarius with Capricorn in your chart, I would definitely go watch that reading. Next, in the area of the very near future, you have this fulfillment card and this illumination card, which is great. There definitely could be fulfillment coming in for you. You have the Moon, and normally we think of the Moon as a challenging card, but I kind of feel that, the full moon, which the moon has a full moon on it, if you go outside on a full moon, then you can still see, it's kind of bright, right? And so I feel that there could be a little bit of illumination, a little bit of moon magic energy going on here, where it's like you are seeing through the veil or you're seeing through the illusion at this time with the moon. So the moon I look at as a big dream, something that you're trying to accomplish. I always say that with the moon, I think we need to bring the moon down to earth. Like the moon is something that we are trying to manifest, and the moon represents fears, fantasies, illusions, all those things. Just because, the moon is part of the fool's journey, and he doesn't know if he's going to make it to these mountains or not. The mountains kind of represent the achievement that he is trying to get to. Now there's a couple of things that he needs to do. Number one, he needs to release his emotional armor. And he needs to be willing to be vulnerable, which is definitely probably true for you. He also needs to balance his domestic side and his wild side, the dog and the wolf, dog and coyote, whichever you prefer, doesn't matter. And, they represent kind of balancing out your wild side and your domestic side. Those two pillars from the moon say you need to focus on something, Ace of Swords, and you need to see it through to the end. The two pillars are warning to the fool. He has a dream, he has a goal, he has something he wants to accomplish. He needs to see it through to the end and not get distracted by those two pillars. I've done it, I'm sure you've done it, where I've been trying to accomplish something and then I switch and go do something else, right? The moon says don't do that. Don't switch. If you have a goal in mind, see it through to the end. Next, in the area of your outcome, you have this pressure card. It says be aware of how family influences and social pressures are influencing your career choices. Yes, I feel like I've said that to you before in readings, if I'm not mistaken. You have this empowerment card. It says, are you ready to fully step into your power and accept all the responsibilities that come with it? I hope so. So, again, it is time for you to claim your crown, right? It is time for you to be the boss, you to be the leader. It's time for you to stand out. And that's what I would work on with this card. In the area of the next few months, you have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is about enthusiasm. The Page of Wands, he follows his enthusiasm, meaning he's just excited for a new beginning, and he moves in that direction. I always say the Page of Wands, he doesn't necessarily have a good reason as to why he is doing something. It's just exciting, that's it. But, that's also the whole point of the Page of Wands, is that he doesn't need proof that something is going to work. Sometimes I think that's what stops us with the moon, is that sometimes the moon comes up, And I think that us as people, like, we're looking for proof that something is going to work before we do it, but that just never happens. So the Page of Wands doesn't need proof. The only proof he needs is that he is excited, and he will kind of figure it out as he goes along. I look at all the Wands court cards as there is a certain element with all of them that has to do with like learning as you go, which is how life works in the first place. So, I feel that you need to be open and willing to learn as you go. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, this is all relationships in your life. You have the Knight of Pentacles. A pretty good card. I feel like you are just, I kind of feel like progress here. I feel you're nurturing important relationships. I feel like some of you also could be changing your focus, so that you can nurture those close relationships in your life and also like work on the ones that actually grow. The Knight of Pentacles has these empty fields behind him, and so the Knight of Pentacles is all about growth. And I feel that for you, Aquarius, where it's like you are looking for those connections that maybe challenge you in the right ways that cause you to grow or expand. And it just feels pretty good to me. I really don't feel much there. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is feeling adventurous, spontaneous, excited. Again, now he learns as he goes. As a builder, I always say that, to me, the Knight of Wands is a true builder in the tarot. If he doesn't know how to overcome something, like if he needs to build a bridge, he will build the bridge. So, this says that, sure, on your journey there will be obstacles, that's how life works, but you can easily build things to overcome those obstacles, or you will. So this should also give you confidence that you can, kind of like figure things out as you go, even if you're on this journey where things aren't exactly clear. I feel like there is a certain amount of clarity with that Moon card, because like I said, you have that illumination card. It's like you can see what you can see during a full moon, but the full moon also casts shadows, and there's still, these dark parts. Like if you go outside on a full moon, there's still, parts or places around you where there is darkness. So it's not like immediately clear, right? But the whole point of the moon is that the moon is temporary. The moon comes up, the moon goes down, the sun comes up, right? So if you aren't sure about your journey or what you're doing, eventually there will be clarity. But for now, you are learning as you go. Your outcome is a Wheel of Fortune. Very positive. This could be like, I kind of feel this energy of luck here. The Wheel of Fortune can be luck, but the Wheel of Fortune to me is one of those cards that like it's a good card, but I feel like people make it out to be better than it actually is because it is an action card. We have to be the one that makes sure that we are creating luck. We have to be the one that gets the wheel to spin in the right direction. And, most people live in what I call the washing machine of life. They're just getting tossed around all over the place inside the wheel, and they're not really controlling the direction. But having said that, I do feel that there is like luck coming in for you, and I would keep doing the things that make you lucky, right? Like I'm a big fan of that in life. Like figure out where you get lucky in life and keep doing that, right? And that's what I would do with that Wheel of Fortune energy. The Wheel of Fortune, you also show up in the top left of the Wheel of Fortune, so the Wheel of Fortune could be your energy. And, whenever you show up as yourself, it puts you in a position of power and strength. With the Death card and the Three of Swords, you have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, I would say don't run away from something. The thing with the Knight of Swords is I feel that sometimes he gets up to a certain point in the reading, and then he is kind of like running away from whatever it is, right? And so I feel the Knight of Swords is almost saying, go down the path of the moon. It's almost like this reading is kind of like the moon is calling you or something, is what I should title this reading, because it's like there's some sort of calling to something that you really want to accomplish. Like the moon is it can be challenging, but the moon could be part of your dream, right? So it's like clearly something you want, but there also could be some fears here around whether or not you can accomplish whatever this is. And I feel like the Knight of Swords is saying like, don't turn around, don't run away. With the King of Cups, you have the Emperor. I feel like you have your eye on someone. For some of you, obviously not all of you want love, but for those of you that do, you could have your eye on a person here, and it definitely could be an Emperor. Like I said, fire and water really stand out to me here, so it could be one or the other. Could be any sign, general reading, but, I feel that you could just have your eye on an Emperor. With all this boss energy going on here, this could also be you thinking about bossing up, which would be a good idea. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Seven of Wands. I am almost 1,000,000% sure that Capricorn also had the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Wands in exactly the same position. If you have Capricorn in your chart, like I already said, I would definitely watch that reading. But Seven of Wands with the Ace of Swords is conviction. Seven of Wands says when you know that something is going to be successful, when you believe it deep down inside, then that is the truth. So the Seven of Wands is a very good card for developing your beliefs and, really kind of getting yourself to believe that you can accomplish the moon, whatever that moon is. With the High Priestess, you have the Wheel of Fortune. This kind of gives me second chance vibes in a lot of ways here. So I feel that you might feel that you're getting a second chance to accomplish the moon. Maybe you have tried in the past to accomplish part of your dream, or something that is connected to your dream, and it's almost like you didn't reach its full potential. That's where this reading is leading me. Like, I'm wondering if you have tried, if you feel like you have missed out on your full potential before, or you tried and it's like now you're trying again, which is good. With the moon you have the Tower. What do you know, the Tower? This could be a good thing because, and also by the way, the crown is falling off of the Tower. I'm telling you right now, I feel that you will definitely see someone's crown falling off in your life, like a boss. A person you look up to. Could be anything. And so, that's like the first part. That is definitely happening. You cannot make up all these cards that are here. I'm speechless here, Aquarius, in your reading because of how it's laid out, right? The other thing is that the Tower can say like reality is pushing you in the direction of the moon. The whole point of the Tower is that the Tower is falling. These people have been ignoring reality, and now they're being brought back down to reality. And so sometimes reality pushes us in the direction of the moon, where it's like we have no other option other than to like go accomplish a goal or achieve something or do something. So I always say I personally like the Tower. I'd rather live in reality, not delusion. And yeah, the Tower can be uncomfortable sometimes, but, number one, this is a good reading. I wouldn't really worry about it. But number two, it looks like it's pushing you towards, something great. With the Page of Wands, you have the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is carrying a heavy burden. I don't feel bad about this either. Yeah, he's burdened, but he's about to reach his home and he's about to have his harvest. He planted those wands. I also do feel it is a time of hard work for you. So, I just feel like you're working hard. That's it. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Sun. There you go. So a lot of attention on you. It's pretty much impossible for you not to be getting attention, even if you don't want it because of Pluto in Aquarius. So I feel it is your time to shine, which I've said to you before, and I would just step into the light. Also, I love readings that go from the moon to the sun. I do not like the other direction. But, going from the moon to the sun is definitely positive. It kind of says that you are stepping into a sun period, which is a period of clarity, seeing things clearly, getting rid of those shadows. Those illusions are disappearing, so very good. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is fortune after difficulty. And I think it's interesting that we go like this, from the Ace of Swords with the crown falling off the Tower to the Ten of Cups. So if someone's crown is falling off, like this could be uncomfortable. The Tower might not even directly affect you. Like maybe you're seeing a boss get fired or something like that. That's what keeps popping into my head. Or you're seeing that your boss can't handle it. But, clearly this is going to lead to something positive with that Ten of Cups. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the World. Yeah, the World is an accomplishment or an achievement. The whole point of the moon is to try to have an accomplishment or an achievement, and it looks like you are achieving something great with the World card. Both cards are also portal cards, With the World, in the major arcana, we start with the Fool and we go to the World, and then we start all over again as the Fool once we get to the World. So, there you go. You have this Target card, says a goal-oriented person. I feel you need to be goal-oriented. With the Ace of Swords is picking one thing and making it happen. The whole reading says that. So I feel like picking a goal is what will help you achieve your goal. You have this Boot card. It says increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goal. There you go. I wouldn't be, again, I always stress that we are not in a time of hard work. Here's the problem, we are in a time, that is of complexity, and as humans we have complexity bias. We automatically think the harder answer is the right answer when maybe it isn't. So yes, I would increase your efforts, but I would also be looking for efficiency. I think, I've said it a million times in the past that the key word for like the next long period at least is efficiency. What is the most efficient way you can accomplish something? That might include hard work, but it shouldn't necessarily. So I would be looking for the best way to do everything. You have the bird flying card. It says news is on the way. You definitely could be good news coming in for you at this time. You have this archway. It says new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. The moon is, pretty much saying that. I love this card. So, in the world as well, the world, we're usually closing out a cycle and kind of like starting another one, so definitely true. And then finally, you have this mice card. It says discord among family or friends. We had that card that said, be aware of how family and social pressures are influencing you. So I would definitely be, I think that could be the challenge. I'm pretty sure we've talked about it in past readings, how, family or friends could be telling you like, don't do this, don't do that. I would be careful of that type of energy. But overall, pretty good reading here, Aquarius. I like it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.